everyone, this is Caitlin on another episode of Ask Ron with Mr. Ron LeGrand. This week...
I'm over here on my couch. This is where I give people therapy. It's also where I take naps and so forth when I need them. I was about to fall asleep when Caitlin walked in, so you caught me just before nap time. Go ahead, Caitlin. You got some good questions today, right?
Oh yeah, we got plenty. First one is from Chris Monroe from Missouri.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, Ron. ARV is $165,000.
Okay.
Loan balance is $135,000. I want to insure for $200,000. When getting insurance for a house taken subject to or owner financing, would it be wise to insure it for more than its value?
Okay, Chris, your insurance company is going to tell you the most they'll insure it for. They have tables to determine that, and you don't need to insure it for $200,000 anyway. They're never going to pay you more than it's worth, even if the policy's above that. Really, all you need is a $150,000 policy on it, especially if the loan is only $135,000. Okay?
Awesome. Next one is from Toth of Illinois.
Hey, Tom.
In response to lesson Pretty House Business Basics, great video about wrap around. I'm trying to wrap my head around.
Nice pun. Okay.
But in the end, it be more clear. So $50,000 deposit. But you mentioned the tenant buyer is paying rent, so they need 2 years.
Not on a wrap. Well, if we're buying it on a wrap, and then you're lease optioning, yeah, the tenant buyer's paying rent. But if you're selling it on a wrap, they're making you a mortgage payment.
Okay.
There's no rent involved.
So where he's getting lost is that the 2 years, how much total will they finance after they're making their monthly payments?
Did he say whether he's selling it on a lease purchase or on a wrap? Didn't, did he? I'll just answer them both then. If you're doing a lease purchase, they owe you the same amount in 2 years they owe you the day you put them in the house, because they're not getting any rent credit toward paying down the debt. If you sold it to them on a wrap and it's principal and interest, then there's an amortization schedule that will tell how much they owe at the end of the 2 years. Not probably very close to what they started with, because it's not going to pay principal down much in 2 years. That's for your attorney to produce for you if you're selling it on a wrap.
Okay. His next question are they building any equity in those 2 years?
I just answered that.
Yep.
Depends on whether you're selling or leasing.
Is there any other payday on the back end of the deal when they get
Gosh, I
financed?
hope so. I hope what you sold it to them for is more than what you paid. That is how we make money in this business. And I hope if you sold it on a wrap that the amount they owe you is larger than the amount you owe underneath, because that is your only back end payday. And out of that, you got to take the down payment you got. So if they give you $20,000 down, that's $20,000 less they owe you. And so the only difference left is the difference between what they owe you and what you owe out underneath. That's what goes in your pocket.
And if they can't make payments anymore, when you're responsible to seller to find another buyer, or who makes the payments?
You do. Once you buy the house on a wrap, which I think is what you're saying, you're responsible for the payments until it's paid off. Well, sort of. You know you're not doing any personal liability on this, but morally you agreed to make the payments. So if they move out, you got to cover the payment while they're out. That's that simple. I wouldn't worry about it. It's coming from the money they gave you as a down payment when you moved them in, or from the down payment from the next buyer. But in reality, it is your responsibility. So perhaps it'd be a good idea if you take some money aside out of these big down payments you get and put it over into an account in case things like that happen, so you don't lose sleep at night. That's called running a business. Good business management. Okay?
Awesome. Our next one's from Lanre Bolatiwa.
Lanre?
Lanre, yeah.
So there's probably very little chance you pronounced that right.
Yeah, it's a very interesting name.
All right.
From Texas.
Texas?
Yes.
Okay, it's important I know where you guys live. For example, the rules in Texas are different in other states, so my answer will reflect on that.
In response to how do I know when my mortgage payments are made, can you recommend a company that can collect the mortgage payments?
Yes, I can. Escrow Serve, ESCRO, I think, SERV.com. Escrowserve.com. They'll collect rent or mortgage payments, pay out the underlying debt, drop the difference in whatever account they're instructed to do so, and send each party a 1099 at the end of the year. $50 to set it up, $15 a month, which I usually pass on to my buyer if I'm selling with owner financing. But if you're buying with owner financing, you're going to wind up paying the $15 a month.
Perfect. Okay, our next one's from Cruz of Florida.
Hey, Lewis.
Hello, Ron and team. I'm working on building my dream team and have an interview with a real estate attorney next Thursday.
Okay.
This person came highly recommended. I'm going to be asking the typical questions. Can they review my contracts and agreement forms for legality and enhance my protection? Advice on corporate...
He's from Florida?
Yes.
What was the name, Chris?
Cruz.
Lewis, you do not have to have your contract reviewed by an attorney if you're in Florida. Where do I live, man? Trust me, that's a waste of your money. My contract is perfectly fine for you to use in Florida and any other state for that matter. So save that question. And what was the next question?
Advice on corporate structure for tax benefits.
Okay. He can't answer that question because he don't know what the rest of your businesses are like. Also a waste of your energy and money. You're going to use an LLC. There's lessons on the Gold Club site that'll clearly spell that out for you. And you're going to be, look, you don't even need it in it. You should go buy a house in a trust first. You be the beneficial interest. Go sell it, make some money. Don't go getting an entity, period, unless you're clear on what you need it for. And right now, you don't need it. If you can't buy a house without an entity, you won't buy a house with an entity. So get house deal done first. Now, land trust, that's easy. So the deed is on Gold Club. The agreement is on Gold Club. You're in Florida, I promise you a real estate closing attorney will know what a land trust is, and they already have a deed in their file. Just tell them you're buying it in a land trust. And then you tell him who you want to be the trustee. Can't be you, but it can be anybody but you. Probably somebody without your last name. Since you don't have an LLC, you can't have an LLC be the trustee. So just have a human be the trustee, but preferably without your last name in it. Trustee has no liability.
Awesome. And asset protection and anonymity.
Yes?
That was the next one after that.
If you're worried about all that stuff, you need to come see me now on April 3rd and 4th, where I'm doing a Structuring Your Empire event here in Jacksonville. You've got to be there because that's where we're going to go over all that stuff you're worried about, including land trust and IRAs and all kinds of trust and asset protection, entity structuring, estate planning, tax reduction, hiring acquisitionists, training acquisitionists, visiting the house. I'm sorry, that's in the other one. Structuring Your Empire is all about that. Asset protection, tax reduction, and corporate stuff. And one day of it's going to be with my attorney. You're going to see my corporate plan and so forth. And I'm also going to let you fill out 2 trusts while you're in class. Everybody's going to fill out 2 trusts, and everybody's going to fill out 2 deeds to a trust. So you'll see how easy it is. So this whole thing is only $9.95 if you're a Quick Start grad for both events, because Mastering the Phone comes right after it on the 5th and the 6th. You want to come to both of them. And so go to our website and find them on there. $9.95 if you're a Quick Start grad for 2 people for both events. And it's only $14.95 if you're not a Quick Start grad. And I won't be doing it again. So get in here while you can, guys. Time's short. It's only about a month away now.
He also said, I'll be also asking about title and closing services, engaging their familiarity and acceptance on the terms. You should have
the answer to that question before you ever go to the attorney's office. Call them up and you can ask their legal assistant. Are you a real estate closing attorney? So you do real estate closings regularly, yes? And then just tell them, okay, well listen, I buy sometimes with owner financing, sometimes I buy subject to, and I usually install in lease option tenant buyers. Is all that okay with you? And she's probably going to say yes. If she has, you found your attorney. Now all you got to do is arrive at a closing fee. That may or may not need a conversation with the attorney. But if you get those answers, you do not need to go see the attorney. You are wasting your trip, sir. Get a property under contract, then take it to your attorney, and you'll have something to talk about.
He said, I'm new at this and can't be happier that I ran into Ron's world.
Even after all of those answers to those questions? Huh? Well, I'm glad to hear that. But listen, let's don't do the things that take up time and cost us money that solve no problems. Your focus right now, generate leads, call leads, find which ones you want to go to the house and get a deal with and get something under contract. That's your only focus right now. Going to an attorney is not going to make you any money. Going to Office Depot to stock up your office, not going to make you any money. Generate leads, follow up on leads, get contract. Till you do that, none of this stuff matters.
Is there any questions he should ask the attorney?
Not right now.
Okay.
You should just find out. In fact, you don't even need to worry about a real estate closing attorney until you get a deal under contract. I'm telling you, use my contracts. So quit this nonsense. Cancel this attorney appointment, and it won't take you long to find one once you get it under contract. By the way, if you're a member of AREA, because I don't think he told me whether you were or you weren't. Where's he from?
Florida.
Where in Florida?
Didn't say.
Didn't say. If you're a member of AREA, I promise you there's a real estate closing attorney right in that room that would love to have your business. That's why they're there.
Awesome.
Okay. That's it?
We have one more.
Okay, go.
Laura Hughley-Headlam from Texas. Okay.
Another
Hi.
Texas, all right.
Yeah. Hi. I'm a Go Club member, and when calling my FSBOs, FSBOs, I often get asked my sellers to explain what seller finance is. What do I tell the potential seller?
That means that means I'll buy your house and pay your closing cost. I'll take it as is, and I'll close when you're ready, and I'll make you a monthly payment until I can pay you off in full. And we close with an attorney. That's what owner financing is.
Awesome. The seller also often asks what's the benefit of selling their home by seller finance. How should I respond?
Because I'll close when you're ready. I'll take it as is, and I will make you a monthly payment until I pay you off in full, and you'll get the highest price. You'll get the highest net you're going to get any way you sell the house. It's really just a delayed cash sale, and I'll make you payments until you get cashed out.
Awesome. That's it.
All right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone.
See you next week.